Well, welcome back, everyone. It was an unwind this week in markets, but did it follow through? Are we in a negative enough pattern for this thing to reverse all of the gains from last week and continue to keep going down? Let's go and explore the charts with the signals on them. First, I'll give you a chart that's a daily candlestick chart of the SPY. And I was just on the phone with Rob. We were talking last week before I recorded a video, and I was chatting with Rob last week, and he said, hey, this is not looking great. It's not done. No one knows the future, but it's starting to look like a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Call that the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Well, I agree. You heard me comment on that specifically in last week's weekend video. Where we are now is not in a spot yet where we've broken the neckline, which would be a connection of this low here and here drawn out. Somewhere in the mid 430s, 435 would probably be a reasonable area to say, if broken, there's probably a lot of trouble. Now, the reason I've put a green block in underneath here is just to provide the insight that the last time we got up here, we stayed here for a bit and were congested, if you will. When we came back down before the bounce, again, we saw some congestion and there was a swing low that took place in the heart of that zone. Now, if you take a look at the value of that zone, it's roughly $443 and about 50-60 pennies, down to about $438 with a psychological 440 in the middle. Now, patterns, tools, let's get the edge. 32 time trading champion built tools that have a higher probability of making better decisions. Let's go and take a look at what the tools say right now. Now, I'm going to have a lot of things on the chart that you're going to see. Now, I'll walk you through it, and actually, I'm just going to show you the daily chart in just main chart format to start. What you see on screen right now is very simply a sell zone that turned into a temporary buy zone with a short squeeze driving it, and then a retrace. Now, we have not obviously come all the way back down and reversed every single thing from the Friday prior to last week, obviously started. And the Monday down here. You can see very clearly that there was a big push up in the market. That big push up was a short squeeze. This is a daily chart of the ES. And effectively, that's the Monday, that's the Tuesday last week. That's the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that's the shortened week of trade we've had right there. And what we can tell very clearly is from the ITP toolkit, the bars are painted blue. Technical damage, indecision, fast speed line with the MSR indicators, blue lines below the slow. Momentum in the near term is more down. However, we are holding supports, as we just saw. One of the support features here is the visual trend channel, and you can see support being held, tails dipping below, held above. Currently, we are actually on a TRP buy signal, holding support without really any strong trend in the 1-2 week period. It's obviously a parabola, it looks like. And we've got a champion trend sell zone right above us. This is a mixed signal structure that continues to lead us to look for short-term trading decisions like day trading until we've got clarity. So what's clarity? Well, come down and break the neckline of head and shoulders pattern. That's pretty good clarity coming down to the lows, in this territory. Now I'm using the ES, not the SPY here, but that would be the equivalent of the mid $430 area, 435-ish. So we're not there yet. Are we going directly there? Well, it's a mixed signal. So you've got loss of the buy signal. Existing sell signals have not gotten much stronger. You're actually still, as mentioned, on a TRP buy with a target 1 up here. But we are in a mixed or choppy sideways range. Is this a topping range? Is this a range that leads to a blow-off top? Now, hard to come at you and say this will happen, and that's not the goal here. The goal is, what's the best decision for the individual trader? And for me, into the end of this week, was to have more cash and be able to react to a very busy week next week. We get inflation data next Wednesday for the US, CPI. PPI data, producer prices, on Thursday. We also hear from Christine Lagarde in the Eurozone Central Bank next Thursday. We know that the dollar has been a wrecking ball, more like a javelin. And as it rises, it gets to an extreme, and there'll be days that it pulls back and intraday bounces on metals. We've already seen that kind of thing this week. Now, I'm going to take you from here where the champion trend pack says, hey, right now we don't have a signal. We don't have a block. We don't have what we need there. We're on a TRP, ITP, and triple S buy signal on the daily chart that has not run away yet. But there's a problem that I can characterize fairly well here and quickly. All we're going to come down to is the same insight. It can be a head and shoulders pattern. It has not recovered enough ground to have a higher probability for bullish long side swing trading as of yet. So intraday trading is the game. So I'll take you to the last set of charts here. All this is going to do is highlight the triple S sub chart. It's the same thing that we're looking at, different security. Obviously, it's the SPY. And what you see here, folks, monthly, weekly, daily, and a 4-hour chart. The goal here is to use the strength of the throw of each time frame of the signal to help identify the best possible decision, probable decision. And the monthly obviously turned after we made highs. You can see that with the red triangle. And the channel is sloping down. And the most important line in the subchart is sloping down as well. That's the king and the queen. When we look at the daily chart, it's a different picture. Obviously, didn't see the red line make a higher high, nor did price. Blue line still sloping up, channel sloping up. And then we go from the weekly down to the daily, and you see the sandwich effectively of 2 down channels, 1 up channel. Not a friendly area, more an area that builds a range. Now, as we went into the end of this very week on a 4-hour chart, I'll take it right to the hard right edge, you can see that that channel is also sloping down. And the configuration of the lines is they've used up all of that bullish energy. They're in a down signal. So I want to be very cautious about having any optimism. So just being neutral and identifying the key level that if we break down below, we've got a problem. And that's where we started this video. Now it's a problem / an opportunity. And I'm going to end it right there as well by bringing that chart right back up and saying that green zone is support. If tested and broken, there's a problem. Inflation data, Eurozone central bank policy are a couple of major events next week. So I'll leave you with that. Now, I hope that you've started to get excited about the summit, because we are getting closer and closer to the day of the summit, and there's so many incredible announcements that we have that I can't share much about it right now. I can say every time I speak to Rob, he says, it's going faster, it's going faster. We're getting more done. We're next level. So the whole point here is get your seats early, get prepared for incredible speakers that you've helped us curate with your feedback, and multiple touch points from myself, Rob, and other great mentors in our community and beyond. I look forward to seeing you there at the summit. Have an incredible weekend. Thanks for your support. Rob does shout out hi to everyone, and we'll see you for videos just like these in the week ahead. Bye for now, folks.